This is the TJ and Riggins podcast and radio show.
Okay, we're remembering Ace. First time I met Ace, it was 1991. I had just gotten a job in radio. I had been flailing about, in college and all that. And I'd been working at my hometown radio station in Winfield, Louisiana. The station's called KVCL, and it was an AM-FM combo. It means it was an AM signal and an FM signal, and they played the same thing on both sides. And it only reached within the parish of, Wynn Parish. In Louisiana, we have parishes instead of counties. But then I got a part-time job running, pushing the buttons for programs like the Casey Kasem Top 40 Countdown and Rick Dees and all of that at the big radio station in the big city, which was an hour away. And I was there on Sunday, and I had been pushing the buttons all Sunday morning, and then at noon, the other part-time guy was coming in to do. By that time, Ace was already advanced enough to be talking on the air, because he grew up in the right next to the big city, so he was able to get more experience than I was. And so I see this little red Cavalier drive up into the parking lot, because the studio was on the second floor, overlooked the parking lot, these big glass walls. And this little red Chevy Cavalier kind of jumps the curb, boom, just because it's already right at noon. The person's supposed to be there. He jumps out, and I look at this huge guy, because he was a chunk of bunk back then, but 6'4", and the long, just like out of control red hair, bright red hair, where he just brushed the crap out of it. And then it would just be like flyaway hair, they call it. He steps out, slams the door on that car, and it just starts rocking in the parking lot. Runs upstairs. Sup, man? Throws the microphone on, pushes up the volume, and he goes, 93 QID, and then the CD starts skipping, and then he pulls the microphone down, and then he takes it won't start, and he takes that mic. Emergency tapes that are sitting there, they call them carts, and they have songs on them. He swung that thing around and grabbed one out, and he slammed it in that thing, wham, as hard as he could, and then he hit the button, and it started the song, and he took his headphones off, and he threw them, and he started cussing and raving, and first I get a ticket on the way to, and this, and I just picked up my stuff and just kind of eased on out the door. As I walked away, I was like, man, that guy is I was talking crap about him. Yeah. All the way back out to my car. I was like, they said that dude was cool and that I would like him, but he's a jerk. So that was the first time we met. 1991. I knew Ace longer than I've known Jody, my wife.
Oh, wow.
My wife. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So we got to figure out what we're doing next. Not next as in the next segment, but next is in Ace. What you want to do to honor Ace's memory. So Riggins has a pretty funny story that he's been dealing with this week, and it's so Ace. Oh my gosh, it's so Ace. Coming up next.
More TJ and Riggins coming up.
Buying diamonds in Antwerp, Belgium, like R. Gregory Jewelers does, is something special. Your diamond is extra special, so we go the extra mile, literally, to the diamond capital, where selection and value are the best. To R. Gregory Jewelers, that really is something special.
Add TJRiggins.com to your phone's home screen. Open your phone's browser, type TJRiggins.com, and click the top banner to learn how to easily add to both iOS and Android phones. Everything is now on the homepage, TJRiggins.com.
When it comes to all things real estate, especially in the Lake Norman area, there is no one better than the Temple team at Keller Williams Realty. We've used them for years. They're our friends, and you are going to love them. Just go to tjriggins.com/Temple team. tjriggins.com/Temple team.
This is the TJ and Riggins podcast and radio show.
Okay, if you've missed any part of the show today and you didn't get the answers that you may have wanted at the time you were listening, just make sure you go download the podcast. And from the very beginning of the show until now, we've just been sharing as much information as possible about Ace and the situation of his being found deceased in his home last Tuesday. And you can get caught up on our podcast at the wherever you get Spotify, Apple Music. It's the easiest really at our homepage, tjriggins.com, and you can use that as an app. It works just like an app now. Our homepage does so, except better. So that will probably be the easiest thing for you to do. But again, there was no animosity between him and any of us. We still talked regularly, weekly, if not more than that. He was always still up here in the afternoons trying to work on demo reels and stuff like that, demos, and sharing. Like he gave my son his electric drums about 3 weeks ago. He sees my son every day at the gym. And he said, "Hey, I'm moving some bunch of stuff around. I'm trying to get rid of a lot of stuff. You want my electric drums?" And Aiden was like, "What? Because he knew how much he loved them. Yeah. Ace loved them. So he gave Aiden the whole thing. He's all excited to give them to him, too, because Aiden plays the guitar, but he also dabbles a little bit, wanting to learn to play the drums, and Ace gave them to him. Rob talked to Ace this past Monday, because Ace was up here trying to record a few things, and the stuff wasn't working right, and because we had a problem and had to rewire some things that Ace didn't know because he's not up here every day, and Rob got the whole, "What the hell? Why won't this work?" Really? Yeah. So yeah, still yelling. That kind of stuff. And then what are you doing, Riggins, as you've been going through and you're trying to find old pictures and things? You're trying to find the special ones.
Yeah, people are sending a lot of pictures in, and I realize how many pictures you guys have taken over the years, but, as I'm going through them, I'm like, Ace would not like this picture. And then every once in a while I'll stumble upon one with him in like a cutoff shirt on stage at a charity case show. I go, Ace would love this one. Looking all muscled up. So, but it is...
Yeah, Riggins was at my house the other day, and he can barely even talk about it. So it's been tough on a lot of us, and this is hard, just to come in today, the first day, because with all the stuff that's been happening, and you've been busy because of the news, and then what do we do now, and what's this and what's that, or how do we do this and how do we do that? Now it comes time to go and do the thing that we do, which is to inform the radio family. And it's like, okay, wow, this is the hard part. Yeah. So I don't know how long we're going to be doing this. I'm sure for at least a few days we're gonna make the moves from sad to happy to funny to whatever. But we're just going to do it as it comes, just like with everything else that we've always done. So we'll get more coming up next.
This is the TJ and Riggins Show.
When it comes to all things real estate, especially in the Lake Norman area, there is no one better than the Temple team at Keller Williams Realty. We've used them for years. They're our friends, and you are going to love them. Just go to tjriggins.com/Temple team. tjriggins.com/Temple team.
Introducing the new Media Center on the TJRiggins.com home screen. The easiest way ever to get everything TJ Riggins all in one place. The new Media Center is the easy way to access everything we do. The radio family asked for it, and now it's here. Add it to your phone's home screen today.
All guests of the TJ and Riggins Show stay at the Hyatt-centric South Park Charlotte. Beautiful rooms paired with incredible dining options, all nestled perfectly in the beautiful South Park neighborhood of Charlotte. Book your stay online at tjriggins.com/Hyatt.
Point and stare at TJ and Riggins anytime you want on YouTube. This is the TJ and Riggins Show.
So, once again, this is our first show back since finding out that Ace has died on Tuesday of last week. So it's difficult, and if we sound like or if I sound like I don't know the direction in which I'm going, it's because I don't, just talking. And you always start thinking about, well, what could I have done? What could I have done? Everybody that I've talked to is like, what could I have done? Wonder what I did, or wonder how he was feeling about this, and wonder how. All of us were in touch with him, in contact with him, up until like Rob even talked to him Monday. I talked to him Friday. We just don't know at this point. And I don't want to speculate. We all know. I mean, he's posted about it recently. All the personal trials and tribulations that he's been dealing with, and going through a divorce, with his second ex-wife, and how just heart-wrenching so many things that have gone on in his life are over the past few years. But it was frustrating at times, though, because I would say, "You all right? You all right? You want to talk?" Because I know, being around him so much and being so close to him, that sometimes that mad exterior means I'm hurting. Not just I'm mad, but I'm hurting. And so I would try and go, "Hey, you all right? You need," and I know he was, because who wouldn't be? Your young daughter is killed, your mom dies, you got divorce and all the other stuff. It's just, who wouldn't be hurting? He goes, "No, I'm fine, man. I'm fine. And then if you pressed him too much, then he'd lash out. I said, "I'm fine. Just got a headache, or I'm just tired. It's all just a bunch of, that was when it was like, what's going on? A bunch of S, that's what. And then that'd be the end of it. But he knew that we loved him, and we know that he loved us. For somebody with such a gruff exterior at times, he really did have a gentle heart. And most of the time, he was pretty cool. All right. They have more coming up.
This is the TJ and Riggins Show.
Lily and Grace is an incredible boutique in Mooresville, North Carolina that was built from a lifetime of experience in the interior design and home renovation businesses. Beautiful furniture and interior design elements ready to tell your home's story. Lily and Grace offers a wide range of products that can be customized to accommodate every corner of your home. They truly create pieces of art, and we are so proud to be working with them. Learn more at lilyandgrace.com. That's lilyandgrace.com.
Let's go. It's now easier than ever at the homepage, TJRiggins.com. The TJ and Riggins Show, Extra Funny, The Week in Review, and all the new and past podcasts. Listen, fast forward, download, and share. Add it to your phone's home screen today. This is the TJ and Riggins podcast and radio show.
I've forgotten about this today. We've been so busy talking about the other stuff, trying to give the basic information and being careful not to give out too much that I'm not supposed to be saying. That's always a hard line, to stay balanced on, letting the radio family know as much as possible without, letting something out that's not supposed to be out. But I think we've covered it today. But a lot of people have been asking what they can do to help. Like, can we donate to a charity and this, that, and the other? Because no secret that the Ace and TJ show was always driven by the number one thing was our charity efforts. It was our favorite thing about this career is that we could jump in and get people to jump into action to help people they don't even know who had fallen on hard times and all. So what can we do to help? Well, we have a charity that Ace loved dearly because it was named after his daughter. It's called Peyton's Promise. And we have a section on the website where you can click and you can donate to, Peyton's Promise or any other charity that you deem worthy. But it was called the Ace and TJ Family Charity, and then when his daughter died in the car accident in 2020, we changed it to honor her and call it Peyton's Promise. And obviously now that's going to stay that way. So there's a link on our homepage at tjriggins.com that'll take you there. And if you want to donate something in Ace's honor, in his name, he would have loved it. I had forgotten my wife Jody is here, and I had forgotten that Jody almost ended up being Ace's wife instead of mine.
That was news. That was some news.
Well, we were at a sports bar, and I saw her, and I sent her a beer. And then about the time that the beer showed up, Jody's boyfriend walked up, and I went, "Oh my God!" And I'm trying to tell Ace, I just sent a beer to that girl over there, and he's like, "Which one?" And when her boyfriend walked up, I turned my back, and the bartender's pointing over in the direction. He said, "The guy with the long hair." And Ace was the one looking at her, and so she thought it was Ace that had sent her the beer.
Oh my God, classic.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So yeah, they would have been, together had it not been for that, for me saying, no, it was me. She's ready to go with anybody is what I'm saying. Anybody could get her out of that mess she was in Louisiana.
One draft beer is all it took.
Yeah. But she's like, both of those long-haired boys are going somewhere. I don't care which one I'm with, as long as they take me.
This is the TJ and Riggins Show.
Every weekday, the Extra Funny podcast is available at tjriggins.com. It's uncensored and, extra funny. Extra Funny is sponsored by Eric Javits. Find your next great hat at Eric Javits. Get 20% off your order today by going to tjriggins.com/deals. That's tjriggins.com/deals. Then use promo code TJ at checkout.
Hey Charlotte, ready to enjoy a chef-prepared meal using delicious seasonal ingredients without ever having to leave your home? Table and Twine is the answer. Have a world-class dining experience without ever leaving your house. Learn more at tjriggins.com/tableandtwine.
Introducing the new Media Center on the TJRiggins.com home screen. The easiest way ever to hear the new TJ and Riggins shows, archives, podcasts, watch the show, and more. Add it to your phone's home screen today. Point and stare at TJ and Riggins anytime you want on YouTube. This is the TJ and Riggins Show.
Once again, thanks for all the prayers and well wishes that you've sent to all of us and to Ace's family on social media and everything. It's greatly appreciated, more than you'll know. People used to ask us all the time, how often do you guys fight? How often do y'all get into it? And we would always say not very many times at all in all of the years that we worked together. Very few. And in this business, for a radio team to stay together for 30-something years without a break in between, you know what I mean? Like some would go their separate ways and then come back together years down the line, and whatever, is almost unheard of. There are very few that do that. And I mean, there really weren't many times when we butted heads with each other to the point where, we disagreed all the time, but we didn't fight and argue and all of that stuff. Because he didn't want to tote one out of the studio is what it was. He knew that.
Right.
No, I'm kidding. But I don't know. We did go through a time, for a while where we weren't really getting along. And tell me this is not so Ace. He asked me if I'd go to couples counseling with him.
So Ace. Oh, yes.
We weren't fighting, but we just weren't seeing eye to eye, and we'd get frustrated with each other, especially, him getting frustrated with me. And so we went for probably, Jody, about 3 sessions, 3 weeks of that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Finally, I said, man, are we getting anything out of this? Why don't we just talk about it and then not have to pay this copay every time we come?
Yeah.
But then he loved being able to tell people at conferences and stuff, well, if you're getting, not getting along with your partner, you can do like we did. We went to couples counseling. And they're like, what? Like nobody could believe that. They were like, you did what?
Yeah. Sounds so feminine, like couples counseling.
And y'all know me. I was like, well, oh, man.
God.
Come on. So it would mean a lot to me. I was like, okay.
Oh, he dropped that on you.
Yeah, it was always at night, like late in the evening in Charlotte during the middle of traffic. And I'd be like, but then we'd sit there and he'd pay half the copay and I'd pay the other, whatever.
A true couple.
Yeah. All right. We'll exchange the kids in the grocery store parking lot. I'll see you Saturday.
This is the TJ and Riggins Show.
Buying diamonds in Antwerp, Belgium, like our Gregory Jewelers does, is something special. You look at it, weigh it, look again. It's nice, but could it be better? Now, do that 10, 20, 50, or even more times. Your diamond is extra special, so we go the extra mile, literally, to the diamond capital, where selection and value are the best. We won't leave until the perfect one is found for you and everyone we're there for. To our Gregory Jewelers, that really is something special.
It's now easier than ever at the homepage, TJRiggins.com. Oh, look, our new subscribe button, where you can make sure you're getting the new shows right when they're posted. Find listening options for Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, social media sites, and more. Add it to your phone's home screen today.
If you live in the Charlotte area and you need furniture, then you need Sweet Dreams Furniture and Mattress. We love them, and you will too. So go to tjriggins.com/sweetdreams for Sweet Dreams Furniture and Mattress. Sounds like a sweet deal to me.
Point and stare at TJ and Riggins anytime you want on YouTube. This is the TJ and Riggins Show.
Remembering Ace and trying to clear up as many things that's, that are confusing to you as possible. So we're going to be doing this kind of thing, several days this week. There's a lot to do. I mean, you're talking about a 30-something year career and friendship. And I mean, we've laughed. He and I laughed because we made some bad hires of people over the years, and a lot of those have now taken to the public, to act like they're more important were more important in Ace's life than they actually were. People that's just natural. Every time somebody dies, that people do that. So this is the official truth of what Ace was really about. Anybody who's worked with him and knows him, it's just difficult to gauge kind of what needs to be done and when, because you imagine trying to do the perfect thing when it comes to the best friend you ever had. Now, if you go to if you go to tjriggins.com/ace, that'll take you to the memories page and all that. You can share pictures, you can share stories, anything about Ace that you want. You can share it there, and then we'll be reading a lot of them, on the show and talking about them, coming up in the next few days. And any questions you might have, you can DM us. Something that if you don't want it to be seen on that memories page, you want to just send us a DM. We'll try our best to get to all of them. As you can imagine, I mean, it's just been nonstop for the past week, and we have thousands of them piled up. But I promise, we'll try our best to get to them. And any idea, suggestions that you may have as to what we need to do to continue to honor him. One of the most distressing parts over the past few years about my relationship with Ace was how he seemed to be distancing himself more and more from people who are really close to him. And that hurts to see when somebody you care about needs those close to him as much as possible and kind of distance himself. So I'll just leave you with that for the day, and hug the people you love. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
This is the TJ and Riggins Show.
What you doing there, Greg?
Oh, hey, Katie. I'm making my world-famous Greg Nog.
Well, if it's so world famous, how come I don't know about it?
There's a lot you don't know about me. Like how I just ordered truckloads of our most popular items at Sweet Dreams.
You did what?
Shh.
Right now, get a copper pillow top mattress starting at just $449. In stock and ready to rock. Only at Sweet Dreams Furniture and Mattress.
Sounds like a sweet deal to me.
It's now easier than ever at the homepage, tjriggins.com. Oh, look, our new subscribe button, where you can make sure you're getting the new shows right when they're posted. Find listening options for Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, social media sites, and more. Add it to your phone's home screen today.
When it comes to all things real estate, especially in the Lake Norman area, there is no one better than the Temple team at Keller Williams Realty. We've used them for years. They're our friends, and you are going to love them. Just go to tjriggins.com/Temple Team. tjriggins.com/Temple Team.